Okay, so it's the 3rd of May.
Yes.
I'm here with Gor and Marek. So Gor, how old are you?
I am 18 years old.
And Marek? You're okay, so you're both 18?
Yes. Actually, I will turn 19 like in the week or something. Oh, cool.
We're throwing a party.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So this is the second climate strike
Yes.
in Prague. So
In the whole Czech Republic.
in the whole
actually.
Czech Republic.
It's not only in Prague, it's in a lot of cities.
Yeah, it was like 40 involved, I think.
Yeah. I don't know the exact number, but like.
Yeah, it should be quite a lot.
And so why did you decide to organize this?
So you wanna start?
Or do you want to start?
Okay, so first of all, like in December, I met Petr Dobravsky because I'm doing a project called Mladá politika, which means that I want young people to know and learn more about politics, and we did an interview with him, and then we went to beer and we talked a lot, and we just get into the point that the climate is real, that it's changing and we have to do something. So I started organizing and helping with Fridays for Future in Czech Republic.
Mm-hmm. And well, what about you? Do you want to say?
Well, around, what was it? January of this year, we started planning a conference about climate change because we've read about the topic, and after the release of the IPCC report of 2018, we realized that we should do something about it. And when I heard about the Fridays for Future movement, I decided to join them. So here I am. Yeah.
We are besties now.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what about the philosophical side? What do you want to achieve by organizing these strikes?
So there are like 2 points. First of all, there has to be change in all of us. Like every person can do something for it.
Yes.
We have there are like many ways. You can be vegetarian. You can use more underground metro and stuff like that. Blah blah. And then the second point is that the politicians can do something. The parliament can make some decisions and new rules. And that's the second point. And I think the politicians have more power than we. So we have to push them to do something, and that's why we are striking.
Yes, exactly. We have to show them that we care about our future, about our climate, and that's the main meaning of the strike.
And this guy here, it's our guru, Victor, and he knows like everything about
Hi.
climate change. Yeah, he's like.
Hello.
I've got like a little book here.
Okay, let's see that.
It's in this pocket. Sorry. It's like a special book for climate facts that I made
Okay.
myself. I made this book myself.
Could you read some?
Yeah.
And it's all Czech. So very
You can
sad.
translate.
Go ahead. If you can say it in Czech, and we'll translate it. I speak Czech as well.
Okay, whatever.
It's like Bible.
Well, I've got like some ideas here, or some like some illustrations of situations in the atmosphere and in the system.
And so what?
this is-
yeah.
This is like the politics. This is like a lot of Paris Agreement stuff that I wrote down. NDC's national determined contributions. This is the land. So also with cryosphere, like glaciers and facts to glaciers. Yeah.
As you can say, he's total genius.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you don't mind.
I'm trying to be, but I've got a lot of
Okay. So what is your name again?
Vítek.
Vítek. So what would you like the government to do in particular?
I think they should speak the truth.
Yeah.
That's the first thing, because the truth is that that if we don't reach, or if we don't keep under the warming of 2 degrees, then we can come to, or if we even reach 3 or 4 degrees, we can come to a turning point, and our climate system will fall to what is called a hothouse Earth, and that is a state where we go back to a climate system that was here before, like 65 million years before now, and there was no glaciers. There were no glaciers, and the mean temperature was 8 degrees higher, and the sea level was about 60 meters higher. So that's one of the truths, and that's very important to say.
Yeah, I mean, you can clearly say he's our science guy.
But
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, but first of all, the politicians have to admit that there is this climate change,
exactly.
and that it's really
They have to admit it. They have to speak the truth about it, and the media too, and they have to start to cooperate with the scientists on making the right mitigation choices and adaptation choices.
Yes.
Yeah.
So rather than
One of
yes.
the ways of mitigating climate change would be carbon tax.
Yes.
That's one of the ways to
Reduce.
Yeah, to transfer from one economical system to another economical system. That would be carbon tax. And divestments from fossil fuels.
And what about critics who would say that this would totally wreck the world economy if we stopped producing greenhouse gas emissions,
It's
and if we
important
imposed such radical ideas as a critic might say?
Yeah, it's important to understand that if we do not commit to this change, then the climate system will wreck our economics the same way, even worse. So it's better to react now, even though maybe the economics will decrease. But that's also a question, by the way, because the natural renewables exactly are starting to have the same prices as energy from fossil fuels. So it's also a question. Of course, it will be a big change, but the change will come if we don't do anything, and it will be a much worse change.
Okay. Point taken.
But
Sure.
do you see if something is like changing? If like politics has something like noticed from the strikes, or
Yeah,
if they are
absolutely.
reacting something
Absolutely.
They
is
have
happening?
definitely
Not adequately.
Yeah,
Not yet.
yeah.
But for example, here at Pražský magistrát, they've agreed to a usnesení, to like paper that a special sector in Pražský magistrát for environmental questions made, and they agreed to that paper. And one of the points is to make a group of coordinators that would help Prague in the way of mitigation. So that's one of the steps. It's slow and it has to be a lot faster, but the climate strikes are working. I think so. Definitely.
On the government level, it's not as big, but we're working on that right now.
So okay. So thank you. That's definitely a lot of things that governments can work on for sure. So if we go back to the strikes themselves, there's a lot of critics of these strikes on Facebook. Most people in the Czech Republic, they say that the people who attend these strikes just want to skip school, have some fun with their friends, and then they leave trash behind and go and eat at fast food restaurants, which are damaging the environment. So what would you say to these critics that say that
Take a look at
it's
the
not a
small.
legitimate purpose?
There's no trash. No trash.
That's like first of all. Second of all, I actually can admit, okay, there may be some people that they do this, but the point is the thing that we share, the philosophy, the movement, and if you really like realize what's going on, you will always support this, because the meaning behind this is so strong that even though some people came and do this, it's not worth to say that all these people are like the same and stuff like that.
There's always going to be people who are going to think that we're just skipping school, but if you dive deeper into the movement, you'll see that it's a philosophy that is fundamental to our future.
Thank you. And the next question that a lot of critics would have is, why not do this after school or on the weekends? Why don't you do Saturdays for future?
Because if I can answer,
Yeah.
because we are trying to push the limits. We're trying to really get the message to the school system. Even when you do a strike after school or at the weekends, it's not a strike; it's a demonstration. So we really want to keep the form of a strike that has a lot. It's a lot stronger in the communication. And yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like pushing the school system maybe a bit. So we're really trying to make pressure on the whole system. Yeah. Because this is yeah, very important.
To make it like visible, more visible.
Yeah, one of the facts. Yeah.
Okay, and another question then would be that today there was very much less people than at the first strike in the country. Has the generation lost interest, or has the government now done something about it? Why were there less people today?
Yeah, actually today is like bad day because there's like maturita, which is like the final exams in school. That means a lot of people it's necessary to write this test. So I actually wrote it and then run here, but I think a lot of people
Some of the
had
seniors
another
just,
exam or something like that.
had the exams even longer than Gor did, so they weren't here, and furthermore the weather was not as dry as we expected.
Yeah, but it's important to understand that activism is a long run. It's like a marathon, and when we go, it's never gonna be like a linear of growing of more people. It's always going to be like this. So we had a peak the first strike, and now we went down a bit, but we concentrated on different stuff like the communication,
structure and stuff like
exactly,
that.
structure
we became
making,
stronger like within the movement.
yeah, strategy making. We've really worked on these things a lot, and we will be working on them a lot still. We're not finished at all. So yes, we had to concentrate on different things than on organizing a strike as well as we did before, but it's also important, and it doesn't matter when we go down a bit, because it makes the place to rise again. It gives us the space to mobilize a lot of people again. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, in terms of politics in this country, in the Czech Republic, which politicians or political parties have been supportive of the movement?
Let's say TOP 09, Piráti, KDU ČSL, Stan, and then Greens of course.
Yeah. But they are almost all supportive, because it's like something that is actually they should be supported for their own good, actually. That's the trend of the world, actually.
And so my question would be: a lot of these people are in power at the moment. Obviously not on the top level, but a lot of these political parties are in power. So why haven't they done, or have they done anything to combat the problem of climate change?
They have done their bit, but with our parliament being mostly inactive and abstaining in the votes regarding climate change, their votes are very, very little compared to the total mass. So there is still work to do.
And what about people at home who are watching this video and are quite concerned about the climate change situation? What would you suggest that they do in their day-to-day lives? Actually, would you mind answering this question? Just because you have a great outfit and you haven't answered a question.
Okay, so I think the first step is recycling.
Could you speak a bit louder, please?
Recycling, I think that's the most basic step. Watching what you buy, even the food and those things that you buy can change something. So if you buy, for example, avocado, that's good and healthy and everything, but not really good for the environment. All those things you should support local food. Or, things like that. Use public transport, not car in the city when everything is closed.
So these are all good changes to make. Do you think that's enough to combat the problem of climate change?
That's not enough, but that's the first step you can do as an individual.
What are some of the next steps? Some people talk about veganism as a solution.
Okay. That topic is like really difficult to talk about, and because being vegan is more like lifestyle than just the way you eat. But you have to think about it as a way of living. So I don't think that really. I don't know. This is so hard. Like by being vegan, you won't change anything because it would have be like a mass of people to change.
Yeah.
But those are just individuals, and I think you won't change people into vegan just by talking to them.
Yeah. Are you a vegan?
Partly. I'm trying to. I eat dairy and those things, but I try to be away from farms, so the animals have some life.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for the interview. Thank you as well very much, and I'll thank you guys for the end of the video. Thank you for the interview.
Thanks. Yeah.